Hello everybody, it is Epic Racer here and welcome back to another video. And today in Gran Turismo we are going to be checking out Daily Race B, which was, because they just changed it, it was Group 3's at Dragon Trail Gardens 2, also known as the Chicane of Death. So that's what we're going to be doing. I've recorded a couple races of mine, and yeah, we're going to take a look at them here. Daily Race B. As you can see, a lot of different car choices, but I have opted for the Peugeot RCZ. I feel like that's a really good all-around car for me, at least at this track, in my opinion. So we go and kick things off with the rolling start. Starting 10th, not ideal, honestly. Don't really want to start mid-pack. But we're going to try to make do to the best of our abilities. Got another RCZ behind us. And a Mustang in front. So we're ready to go green. Lights are out and here we go. As everyone piles down to the first double apex corner. Braking on or just after the 150 board. A Peugeot with a send up the inside. It actually makes it work. I try to be a little easy on myself on cold tires, but as you can see, this guy is just full send all the time, I guess. So down a position through the first corner, but we're okay. We can get it back. Go through the long quadruple apex of this. Here, somebody must have been looking up our outside, and then they just got eaten by the wall. Big gaggle of cars up here. We're gonna try to start making our way through a little bit of a push to the Peugeot. Two RCZs in front of us, followed by them, and then the Mustang. Gonna give another bump to him. One of them running out in the grass there. Just brake on the 100 board and into the hairpin. Both Peugeots run slightly wide. One of them coming in to my side there. Is now we are 3 wide as we take a run down to the Death Chicane, better known as the Chicane of Sausages. And now a BMW decides to make the move, goes try to make the move on all 3 of the BMWs, or Peugeots rather. I completely cut the corner there as there's a yellow flag, but somehow no penalties. See that orange Audi there had gotten a little loose and spun around, causing the yellow flag. I'm going to go around the outside here. Peugeot ready to serve his penalty. Only half a second. There he is right there. Yellow flag, someone is in the wall. That is no good. On the brakes now, a little bit of a push that I get and then eventually give to the RCZ, who almost spins that Audi. And then coming down here, we're going to speed things up a little bit, as I am just spending most of my time trying to stay in the slipstream or just run a good line. But as you can see, that didn't really go well through the quadruple apex. We're still just going to try to stay close to them to the best of our abilities and make sure our presence is known in the later laps. So we come down the straightaway towards the Chicane of Sausages. Got a group of them a little spread out, but there is a snake of cars going up here that looks to extend to, like, I think maybe 3rd. There's a couple cars going out in the grass there. Really trying to hold on to the slipstream. We are just barely in, but we're going to skip ahead here to the hairpin on the next lap. Lap 3 is somebody runs wide and might have actually spun, but there's a free position for us. We are still trying to stay in the slipstream of the Audi in front. It looks like he slowed down a little bit there. We're gonna see what happens here through this chicane. Around the outside, maybe no, but we are gonna get the move done on the Peugeot, and that is gonna slow the Audi down just a little bit, and we're gonna look up his inside through the sweeping right-hander onto the final straightaway. And there we go. Move done, up into 7th now. RCZ and the Audi follow close behind. Onto the 4th lap. Another send from that Peugeot. These two guys run wide. And I'm going to try to get by, but as you can see, things do not work out for me. He must have gone solid and clipped me. But that sends me into the wall, and I get sent back in time. Not sure how I got spun out there. I guess, like I said, maybe the guy just went solid right as I was passing him and his front end clipped me. Or I just lost control. I really didn't know. I really couldn't feel it in the steering wheel because I did get that Logitech G920. I am no longer on controller. I'm now on the Logitech as two complete nincompoops spin themselves out. As we go down through the snake and switchback section. We're going to speed this up once more on the hairpin. At this point, we're still just trying to catch up to the rest of the group to see what we can do. Not much time left to do it, though. As we are coming onto the straight for the... We'll do the entire length of the straight for the final time. Coming through this double apex for the final time. That Supra there, I believe it is a Supra. I'm going to try to catch up to him. That is for 9th. I am back in 10th after crashing, which is the most peculiar thing about this race, is that for most of the races I did, I'm not showing all the races I did because I did quite a few of them actually, but for most of the races I did, I would start mid-pack, somehow get absolutely just sent to the Shadow Realm and down into, if not last, close to it, and I'd still end up with a top 10 finish just because of the absolute stupidity that goes on in front of me. And, you know, people getting sent by the track or themselves, and as we look up the inside of the Supra, not quite going to be able to get it done, though. And tuck into the slipstream of the Brazilian driver. But like I said, I'd get absolutely sent, but then people would either get murdered by the track or themselves or other drivers, and that would gift me free positions. That would put me back into the top 10. We're going to look up the inside of the Toyota here, up the Brazilian driver. He's gonna tuck in behind us here for the final corner, and he's just gonna squeeze by as I go out onto the grass. However, yellow flag as we come to the line, and somebody's screwed it up just before the line, and we're able to still get 9th. 8th was a possibility. However, I will take 9th after losing 9th to the Supra, but not exactly how I would have wanted to get 9th. But sometimes luck goes in your favor. Man, that BMW though, not finishing all that great, as now we are warming up for our next race. See me getting through the quadruple apex actually quite well. That's how I would like to take it. Now, I've noticed a couple guys that would drive the Beetle. The Beetle is actually a decent car for this track as well, is what I've noticed. Is that they are quite quick as we finish our warm-up. And as you can see on the grid, we're starting 9th. So we're starting in our finishing position from last race, which is one better than our starting position from last race, but it is an improvement, and I will take that improvement. We start the race here, the Mexican driver in front of us with a bit of a slow start. Onto the brakes into the first corner. Trying to be gentle with the car on cold tires. It doesn't really like hard corners. Just stabbing the gas and stuff, so we're going to take it a little easy there. Right, so 9th place. Coming into the quadruple apex. Will we die of death? Will we get absolutely sent to the Shadow Realm? No, in fact, we get one heck of a run on 8th place. That'd be the Mexican driver still in that Supra. We're gonna look up the inside. He left the door wide open, however, I just understeered completely, and that's gonna allow him to get back by us. However, we do have another run into the hairpin. We're going to run a little bit narrow. We're going to go up the inside, and that is move completed on the Supra. Up into 8th. Penalties being dished out up ahead. Catching up to a I want to say a Beetle. Yeah, Beetle. Oh, we get a bit of a push through here, through the chicane of death and into the wall. That is where we get sent to the Shadow Realm. Down to 14th. Keep that in mind. Started 9th, went up to 8th, fell to 14th. Let's see. How many positions can we gain before the end of the race? Somebody gets it all wrong into the wall, and that would be the Mexican driver, I believe. Was that the same one? I don't know. I don't think it was. Might have been. As we go around, another yellow flag out. And we see the Canadian driver getting respawned there. Must have went in the wall. Right, trying to catch up now to the Supra up ahead. Can we do that? That is for 11th. Already up into 12th for a couple of freebies. People getting sent to the Shadow Realm, getting sent to the back rooms. Around, you see the Toyota out in the grass. It's going to give us a bit of a run. Can we make the move done on the outside? We're going to go out in the grass. And that could be a penalty, as he goes way wide, and there it is, half a second penalty. That is okay, though. Fear not, because the penalty line actually isn't too bad. Yeah, it's on a straightaway. However, there is a corner that comes up, so... Oh, man, the Toyota with an absolute send. Another person getting sent to the back rooms. Another free position. Up into 10th now after that Toyota rather has an absolute moment. He goes to the back rooms as well. And now we are getting ready to serve our half a second penalty. Right there's the penalty line. Downshift. Cars behind, not quite close enough to make a move on us into this corner. Now all eyes are on this Porsche 911 in front, driven by KC, American driver. Can we catch up to him with roughly 3.5 laps to go? It's going to be close. See if we, well, we are gaining time on him, so if we can just keep this up, we might be able to pass him rather soon. The gap now coming down to 1.2, 1.1. If we can just get it to 3/4 of a second, we'll be in the slipstream, and then we will definitely be in a good position. Out of the hairpin now, the gap 1.1 and decreasing slowly. Now 1.0. Still holding on to 10th place. The cars behind 1.6 as we go through the chicane of sausages. The gap really closes up now. However, we get a little feisty on the curb, and we give KC basically all of the time we made that lap back to him. The gap 1.3 now, or 1.3, 1.4 now. Coming into turn 1 for the penultimate time. Porsche once again running a very wide line. And we make the run down to the quadruple apex. Following the Porsche also running wide here. However, he does cut back pretty well. Yellow flag out briefly. Oh, the track marshal still holding that yellow flag. Doesn't look like anybody got sent to the back rooms, just maybe a little spin up front. The Porsche running out in the dirt there. It's going to give us a bit of a run. The gap very much decreasing. Now down to 9.7, or no, 0.3 now, 0.2. And we are ready to make the move. We got the momentum. He didn't quite have that coming out of the corner. We have the momentum. We're going to look up his inside, side by side, down to the death chicane. He's going to give us some room here. As you can see on the bottom right, he backed out. And boom. There it is. However, he does have a chance to slipstream past us. He is still within the zone. 0.7 behind. 0.6 now. He is in the slipstream. It is very possible he could go for a move coming into turn 1 here as we tick on to the final lap. Doesn't look like he's going to get done. We're going to speed it up. See if we can catch up to the group up ahead. 7th is very possible if we can keep our heads on straight. Heck, at this point, 1st is possible with the amount of backrooms entries we've seen. Round onto the back stretch for the final time. The Porsche behind 2 seconds now as we come into the chicane of sausages. The Atenza up front getting ever so closer. It's a little squirrely, but so do I. The gap 1 second between me and the Mazda. Mazda going out into the grass, and he's gonna peel over to the right and go into the pit lane, it looks like. Yeah, he goes into the pit lane. Not sure what he was trying to achieve there. And we take 7th place. Not bad for getting sent back to 14th on the first lap. We're able to recover and actually finish better than where we started. So now on to the final race of the day, and we are starting 5th. That is amazing. We're starting 5th. That's one of my best starts for this race. I know I think I qualified 3rd one of the other races, but that race did not go too well in the loosest sense of word. Starting 5th now. Beetle starting up front. What can we make of this race? Lights are out and we're green. What can we do? Got an RCZ up ahead, like us, and another Porsche and a Corvette. So the top 5 consists of 4 different car choices: RCZ, Porsche, Corvette, and Beetle. I haven't seen a lot of Corvettes in this race, but so interesting to see one up front. Maybe they were the #1 choice. I don't know. As we come around the quadruple apex and we don't die, we don't get sent to the back rooms, we are good. That is the upside of starting towards the front of the pack. You don't see as many portals to the back rooms as you would starting in 10th, but we do run out onto the grass and almost send ourselves. The group looking pretty feisty. The Corvette a little sideways. He is going to lose momentum and lose positions because of it. The Beetle's starting to pull away now as we get onto the chicane of death, or the chicane of sausages. Similar track, but not quite the death chicane. So we're riding through the outside here, avoiding contact with that Corvette. Now we're going to try to get into the slipstream of the Peugeot in front to pull away from the Corvette. We're going to pull out a little bit just so that we don't completely brake check the Peugeot. However, we do make a pretty good send up the inside. However, he comes back with an answer and he retains 3rd. Brazilian up in front, up in 2nd place, kind of minding his business. And unemployed in 1st, driving that Beetle, absolutely pulling away from all of us. Brazilian up front gets a little sideways. Looks like we're gonna look for the move. The door is shut. We're gonna try to get it back here. We get a huge run through here. Big ol' tappy tap to the Peugeot. Did not want for that to happen. The Corvette with a huge send up the inside. He's going to make the Peugeot run wide. And that is past both. So now looking at 2nd. Looking at the back of the Brazilian driver here. Going to give him a bit of a push. We're going to let him go through the death chicane. Or the sausage chicane, rather. Again, I keep messing those two up. And let him go through in front of us. And let's see, what can we do? The gap up to 0.9. 9/10, almost a full second. No, we're going to keep it around 9/10. So just out of the slipstream. Cars behind us are in the slipstream, 0.4. So we come down into into turn one, gonna miss the second apex, which usually want to miss the first. At least that's how my line is. You miss the first, you come back and cut the second. And can we get into the slipstream of the Porsche in front? Looks like we're going to through this quadruple apex. Brazilian behind, looking for the move. I saw his arrow on the radar for a split second there. Down through the snake technical section here. And down to the hairpin, braking just on the 100 board, maybe a little bit before. There we go, into the slipstream, 0.5 now, and decreasing. This is what we want. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for the move. I probably shouldn't go for the move coming into the chicane of sausages, especially at this distance. That'd be an absolutely insane lunge, but the Porsche lunges on thin air and actually does it quite well. He doesn't get sent to the back rooms. However, we do have a run coming through the final corner. And that is the move up into second. However, he is only 2/10 behind us. He is well within striking distance. Will he attempt to retaliate? I'll kind of block off the right, not fully, maybe like 40%. And he's unable to go for the move there. We're going to start to pull away a little bit. The gap's still 2/10. We try to break the slipstream by going in a little narrow, and then cut back to the outside so we can get our line through the corner here. Little feisty through that second apex, but we're good. Can't even see the Beetle up front. The gap 5 seconds now as we run the lawnmower line through here. Now we can see him coming into view here. The gap now 3 seconds. Not sure what happened that made him lose 2 seconds, but not important. As we go through the hairpin for the penultimate time, can we catch up to that Beetle? It's a long shot, but the fact that we closed up 2 seconds in one section gives me a little bit of hope. But not sure if we're going to get that one done here. If we come through, because we still do have to worry about the Brazilian behind us, as he is still within slipstream range. He's, well, now the gap extended to 1 second. For the most part that lap he was well within 6/10, maybe 5. He got a better exit there, so the gap is coming down. Final lap now, braking closer to the 100 board than the 150 in that first corner. We're gonna try to have a really good lap here to see if we can secure second and possibly get first, but at this point, I think that Beetle is just too far gone. Downshifting into fourth, then into third. Take that lawnmower line through the second and third apex. Run a little wide on the fourth. Porsche down to 6/10. Just got to keep an eye out for him. Make sure that he doesn't gain on us. At least doesn't gain on us enough to steal second. Down into the hairpin for the final time. Porsche showing up on our radar for a split second there, but the gap is now extending to 9/10, maybe a second. Onto the brakes now, and it looks like that this race is all Beetle there. That Beetle is for sure gonna get the win. Good race to him for absolutely just sticking it out like I did in that Nations Cup. Started first and never saw the pack. But we are gonna secure a second place. The Brazilian nowhere close enough, and we will finish with a second place on our hands. So good races, good races. Very pleased with this result. So, yeah. I want to thank you all for watching, for sticking with me through this race, through these races, and there will be more to come. The Nations Cup, or at least the new Sport Mode Championship events, are supposed to start on February 2nd. No schedule has been released yet, but do keep an eye out for those live streams because they will be streamed when I race in the Nations Cup. I'm thinking about doing the Manufacturers Cup, so let me know in the comments if you want to see a Manufacturers Cup race, or at least a few of them. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this one off. So I hope you all have enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, enable those post notifications so you know earliest of early when a new video comes out. Join the Discord, link is in the description. We'll be doing some fun stuff there as soon as we get some more members. And yeah, that's really all I've got for this one. So my name is Epic Racer, and I will see you all next time.